Hello guys, I'm Futureal. I stream 5 days a week over on twitch.tv/Futureal. And this is the second day we are testing the Project Diablo 2 Season 3 beta servers. I was asked if I would want to do this test. This is a Javazon. It has been reworked for Season 3. My girlfriend is very interested in playing it, and I think that is a very, very strong build. This is a build that is in the 40 to 50 high rune category. Quite pricey, not super crazy, but you can easily get this build down to around 20 high runes, I would say. The only majorly expensive item is Infinity. I'm sure you are tired of hearing it, but Javazon is unplayable without an Infinity Mercenary. I hope you enjoyed the video. Click all the buttons, and until the next video, take care, and I will see you then. Alright, time is here to test the Javazon, and let's quickly go through the gear. We have the mercenaries going with Canopy Frozen Gores, attack speed 15% DR string, 9% deadly strike laying of hands. We have a F fortitude, we have a Thresher Infinity, so this means 75 IAS, and we're running a DR Crown of Ages with some ED IAS jewels. He has a total of 75 IS, you can see it right here, and this is going to be the main way we deal with lightning immunes on this build. Our gear is 6 battle orders, call to arms. It's a random 2-skill lidless. Couldn't be bothered to try and look for a 3. We have Enigma doing 2-skill high lords. We have all res water walks, mana leech, Canopy Frozen on your 2 rings, Pierce, T-Gods, and we have some random 220 gloves. I couldn't consistently spawn 320s, so there's no corruption on this one, unfortunately. To make up for that, I have given this character is supposedly to be a 50 to 60 high rune character. Is intended to be a build that my girlfriend is going to play in Season 3. But to make up for these gloves being as poor as they are, instead of getting a mediocre 3 open socket griffins with 4 4s, I gave it a perfect griffin, but I only utilized 2 of the sockets, and then I put an rune in to weigh up for the bad gloves that we have. The inventory is life res across the board. 16, 17s, 18s, and 19s, a couple of 20s, also going to be representative of how her inventory is going to look. We have 20 res Annihilus, 20 res Torch, and we have some 36 to 40 life skillers. Storm Shield with all res IAS, no 15s, they're all 12 and 13, I think. So this is going to be a pretty accurate representation of what this build is going to be. So we're going to do 2 quick maps. We're not going to do the full maps. We're going to do the map towards the final boss. So we have a 273 Blood Moon map first. The weapon is a lightning res slammed T-strokes. So you can go many different ways here. You can go with 1 skill, you can go with attack speed and then drop the attack speed over here and go for like dex or something to get more stats, get more life. So this is what we ended up with. This build is not super min-maxed because she is going to be a bit more casual than me. But yeah, this is what we got. So let's test it out. We are going to start with the Blood Moon. So we're gonna go the shortest and most efficient way to the final boss. I don't immediately recognize this map layout. Let me take a look. Oh wait, I think it's this. This is side entrance, right? The one with. The one with the boss down in this corner, if I'm not mistaken. So this is going to take a little bit of practice. It's been a long time since I played Javazon, but I mean, this is slaying pretty well though. It's not terrible. It's definitely not the fastest build I've seen, but this is it's pretty nice actually. I'm surprised that I'm not leeching more than I am. I was hoping for a little bit better sustain here. Maybe I need to reevaluate or go for one different jewel in the gear. Get one of those Aureolic jewels, the mana per kill jewels. But I mean, this is absolutely murdering. I actually like this build quite a lot. It's a lot of fun to play this with 95 attack speed. We are currently running the... oh, the wrong button. We are running the 100 IS for the 95 breakpoint. I think it might have gotten a little bit buffed, but nothing crazy, I think. I mean, this is still far away from the fastest build in the game, but it's a lot of fun. I do like the build quite a lot. Let me get some mana potions here. But yeah, I think maybe a Aureolic jewel, or maybe I can actually. Hang on a minute. Maybe I have more leech if I hit with the weapon. A little bit, but nothing substantial. You could potentially just go over to jab, and you basically murder everything.
I am overburdened.
So yeah, this was pretty quick. It's pretty quick right there. She's apparently carrying too much. Let's actually get a little bit more of a sample size here. We have champions. Like, everything is just melting. But I do think that it might be a good idea to have some mana per kill on this character. I wonder if it's worth... Could it be worth to sacrifice the boots for silk weaves? It could be. We'll think about that later. But yeah, this is absolutely slaying. The only issue I'm having with this build right now is I feel like I'm not leeching enough mana. You can, of course, get around that by actually using mana potions and just picking up mana potions. You know, it's not a disaster. But you could also put in an Aureolic Jewel, or maybe even use Silk Weaves. Get some Silk Weaves with all res. So what do we lose if we go Silk Weaves here? We lose life. We lose about 100 life. And we lose also a little bit of run speed. Max fire res. But I still think that is a consideration. So you could potentially use this build as is, and just get used to eating a mana potion here and there.
I can't carry anymore.
Or you could use Silk Waves for some MP5, or you could use an Aureolic Jewel. Why not using Phoenix? Because this is hardcore. One does not use Phoenix on hardcore, I would say. Some people might want to use it, but not for me. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this build works, actually. Can't complain. Instant damage like this. Yeah, this is quite nice, actually. But yeah, we're gonna jump to town and we're gonna test the other map. I just want to make one remark. We do spend mana on this character. The only source of mana redemption I have is 4% mana stolen per hit. This is not enough to be self-sustained. So if you want to be self-sustained, I would suggest that you get some MP5. No, some MPK, I mean. The way you can do that is to get an Aureolic Jewel. So that's one of those jewels that is 3 mana per kill and 15 increased attack speed. And you chuck one of those into the Storm Shield instead of the all-res IS we have here. Alternatively, you can swap out Water Walks for Silk Weave. Get some Silk Weaves with all rest to replace the all rest we have here. You are going to drop some in life, of course you are, but you do get better mana sustained. So if you feel happy with, you would have around 2.4k then. With, let's take a look here. You would be 40% damage reduction, and we are also max block. The stats on this character is pretty good. There are ways to deal with the lack of mana per kill if you want to be better sustained yourself. If you are happy with eating a mana potion now and then, you can leave the gear as is. We are gonna try a River of Blood map. Alright, time for River of Blood. This is a 291 density. Nothing particularly dangerous on this map. The attack speed... No, there's no attack speed modifier here. It does have increased monster life, but that's probably fine. Let's go. Which of the layouts is this? Oh, it's this one. Okay. Yeah, we have the council over here. Is obviously lightning immune. So we try to help the mercenary a little bit to deal with the lightning immunes when we can. Just be careful that this is intended for hardcore, and don't get yourself gibbed. We're basically just trying to help out the mercenary a little bit, because you know there is going to be lightning immunes no matter which tier 3 you're choosing to do. And we're doing a healthy mix of Lightning's Fury and Power Strike here. There is also an argument to redistribute some talent points, because we don't have the same synergies anymore that we had before. I can show you what I mean by that, and you can take a look at it yourself and figure out what fits best for your usage. We can go to town here real quick. So we can take a look at talents now. And we're running 1 point in these, and then we have maxed, or we have put points in pierce until we have 100% projectile pierce. We have also 1 point in evade and dodge. So Lightning's Fury is the main carry spell of this build, and as you can see, there are no synergies in Lightning Strike and Charge Strike anymore. The only synergies are Power Strike and Lightning Bolt. For now, I did put in points in Charge Strike and Lightning Strike. However, I find myself using these close to never. So it might be better to respec this, max jab, so that you can assist your mercenary in killing lightning immunes better, and then putting the surplus items in evade. More movement speed and higher chance to evade. Up to you. You could also alternatively get a Valkyrie. I don't like using the Valkyrie. I think it's too weak. It's not reliable unless you go super heavy in it, and I'm not prepared to do that. So we're gonna continue until the final boss here. So basically half the map, or something like that. So
Jamal outer YKSI toaster kook outer AYAYA.
oh my god, the text-to-speech lady is having a stroke. Thank you for the 11 months, Matrus. Appreciate it. So yeah, it's actually, as Anubis suggested here in the chat, we are having better uptime, better sustain here. I don't know if it's the monsters having a little bit less HP, or what it might be. But it seems like even though we do eventually have to take a mana potion, we are sustained for a longer amount of time here. So this leads me to believe that with only one Aureolic Jewel, you probably will be able to be self-sustained. But if you don't care about that, if you don't want to invest that, or whatever the reason might be, you can just drink a mana potion and you will be fine. These council mobs are kind of annoying though, I have to say. This gear is approximately, I would say, 50 to 60 high runes right now, bounce. It's not super crazy. It's expensive, but it's not super crazy. If you play the entire season, you shouldn't have any problems getting to 50, 60 high runes, to be honest. Play a little bit more aggressively here. Oh, fanaticism. Gnarly. Well, the thing is, this build, as many other builds, you do need to invest a little bit, especially the Infinity. The mercenary needs a certain type of power level before the build kind of unlocks, if that makes sense. Because if you can't rely on your mercenary, you have to play scared. And then you become very inefficient. Yeah, I think this build is super realistic as well. It's probably where most people that play the game a bit... Infinity is 6 high runes. Well, I mean, if you're solo self-found, obviously... it's different, but if you play on a trading environment... yeah, that's what I mean. If you play in a trading environment, Infinity is 6 high runes. if you're lucky. Yeah, but the physical runes, I mean, that is only relevant in solo self-found, right? Because then you actually have to find the burr rune. You don't need to do that on the ladder. You just have to trade, right? I mean, you can find 2 burr runes in a reasonable amount of time if you play on solo self-found as well. You just have to do it a little bit differently. Even if Lower Kurast is nerfed on Project Diablo 2, I would probably do that anyway in solo self-found, because it's so easy. Let me check for 1 second here. My actual attack rating is almost 9,000. Not bad. But that comes from going max block. Yeah, I got Jaw and Burr in the same comm map last season. I got Omen low in the same comm map. Like, finding high runes on Project Diablo 2 is not particularly difficult. So as you can see here, you are perfectly fine not having to invest in Aureolic Jewels. You can use the mana potions as you move on without any major difficulties. And this is a very fun build. I like this build a lot. It's very. You feel like you're in the action all the time because your damage is instant. It's not like when you're a Trapsin or when you're a summoning character. You might feel that you're a bit passive because you're standing there a lot, not doing very much. But this build is in the face. I do have Life Leech, yes. I have a BK, remember? 5% BK. Yeah, I know. The only thing is that I have to be realistic when making this build, because it's not intended to be a super expensive build. It's intended to be in the 50-60 high rune range, and getting a F4 scale to T-strokes with a decent corruption is, for that type of build, it's a tall. I mean, it's doable, but it could be difficult. But I have 9,000. I have 9,000 AR. And what is my? Where's jab? There. I have 6.5 with jab. Yeah, but I don't know if you answered this question yesterday. You might have, but I was quite busy when we were talking about it. But why do you think that one skill after the changes to negative resistance is better than negative res? To me, that screams something weird. Because negative res should be better now than one skill. Well, on anything, honestly. I mean, it translates to everything, right? Because you would take a socket over a skill, because the socket is a 5/5 facet. But yes, also specifically for the light res. But I think for simplicity's sake, I think the attack speed is probably the best on the weapon, because it unlocks so many other things. But you know, that's just my opinion there. Well, let's go and power strike him. There we go. But yeah, this is pretty good. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this build that tailors to your exact need. You have a lot of freedom in the skill points as well. So, and especially what I was talking about before, if you're comfortable drinking a mana potion here and there, and picking up a mana potion here and there while you are going through the maps, you don't need mana per kill jewels. You don't need silk weaves. If you want that quality of life, you can get those items and stay a bit more sustained. But this is a very, very fun build. I like this a lot.
I need a key.
And I think that's gonna be the conclusion of this this Javazon. Throw this out. We don't need to look at those. So yeah, happy with the Javazon. As I mentioned, this is going to be a build that is tailored for my girlfriend. It's a build that is about 50 to 60 high runes. So if you enjoy the Javazon, this build is going to be on my YouTube channel with highlights and with timestamps, so you can check out different parts of the build and this conclusion. A build that I would enjoy playing very much. This is also a build that is meant for solo play. That's why we choose to go with Enigma here, so that you can control your mercenary. Yeah, Umrune, Facet, and MPK-IS is a solid choice to put in Storm Shield. So there's many different ways you can build this. I chose to go this way. There's some things you can change for sure, and especially with the talents. By having only 1 point in evade and dodge, we put our extra points in charge strike and light strike. Because of the lack of synergy with lightning fury, which is the main damage of this build, backed up by power strike, you can skip these completely, boost jab for physical DPS when you meet lightning immunes, and dump your points in evade. That might be the final build that we choose to go for. But okay, that was the Javazon. Now over to Frost Nova Sorceress.